All right, you guys. Hi. This is the review for this week's lesson, August 17th, and we are talking about film techniques. Our essential question is, what are the basic functions of a video camera and how do I set it up to use properly? So we are learning the basic functions of our video camera, and we are learning how to set it up properly to tell a story. And so here we are learning different film techniques. Film language and techniques. Just look at a book. A film has a story. Just like a book, a film has a story, characters, settings, themes, and dialogues. Unlike a book, a film does not rely on words for description or to set the mood. It uses images. So we have words to describe the setting, we have words to describe the characters in a book. But when we look at a film, we use imaging and images to tell the story. So we may say, hey, if we want to make someone look like they're sad, we may use a certain camera angle. If we want them to look very powerful, we may use another camera angle. So in movies, we use our camera angles to tell the story, unlike a book. To describe a particular scene, a character, or a movement of tension, films rely on camera shots and angles, lighting, and sound effects. So sometimes if we want something that sounds suspenseful, we will use movie scoring to actually portray a suspenseful moment inside of a film. So you might hear something that say, da-dum, da-dum. It's gaining suspense. And that's how we're telling the story, by using sound effects. You may hear a big car crash if it's a car scene or a car crash scene. So we're using sound effects to tell a story, and we use images to tell a story as well. Often we are unaware when we're watching a film that each shot has been carefully crafted to manipulate our emotions and our responses to the film. So we're going to go with our shot sizes. The long shot. The long shot is used to show the subject as well as his or her body language and the relationship within their surroundings. So we see that the subject here is the donkey and the dragon. And we learned that in first grade, that a subject in film, in photography, is a person, place, or thing that's within the frame. And so now we see in a long shot, we see the entire subject, and we also see the surrounding. And we see here that their surrounding looks a little bit like a forest or a lake. And so we see all of those things in our long shot. You will see the entire body of the person. You will also see the background, and you will also notice that the subject is a long way away from the camera. The subject is far away from the camera in a long shot. The extreme long shot, this shot shows even more than the long shot. It's often used to show the audience the location or the setting of the film. It shows the characters from a distance and their surrounding areas. We see that our subject is Shrek, Fiona, and the donkey, and they are going to something that appears to be a castle. So we see their surrounding areas in extreme long shot, and most cameramen and directors call this the establishing shot, because it's establishing something. So we understand that they're going somewhere. We may not know why they're going there, but we can clearly see that they're going somewhere. They're walking to, or they're on an adventure. And so this is called an extreme long shot. The medium shot, this shot frames about 1/3 of the subject body, bringing the subject person closer to the camera, okay? So as you are watching Miss Elmore at the top of your screen, you can see that Miss Elmore is also a medium shot, because it usually frames the subject from the waist up, And you can see some of the background, but you can't see a lot of the background. And of course, the subject is closer to the camera. The close-up shot shows the subject in greater detail. It's used to show expressions, expressions or feelings usually only shows part of the body, such as the face, because sometimes we use to make the character look more powerful. So I go closer and see this. You can see my face. This is called a close-up shot. And of course, you can see some of the background, but not a lot of the background because the subject is covering most of the frame. Then you have the extreme close-up. This shot frame only a small portion of the subject character, forcing the viewer to concentrate on it. It is sometimes also used to distort the reality size of the subject. Example, an ant appearing to be larger to seem scary or threatening. In this, our subject Shrek is not really the sense of the extreme close-up, but his hand is more of the extreme close-up. If you would see this Elmer extreme close-up, it would be eye. This is extreme close-up because you're just showing my eyes. Oh my goodness. You can't see none of the background. You just see mostly the subject. So that's an extreme close-up. Also known as an ECU. We have different camera angles. Area shot. That shot shows the subject from a bird's eye view and shows the setting and location. It can sometimes be used to suggest that the subject is under surveillance or being watched. High angle shot, otherwise known as the oblique view. The camera is positioned high above the subject so that it appears to be looking down. Makes the subject seem weak, shy, or vulnerable. So in a high angle, the camera is above the subject and the subject is below the camera. It makes the subject seems weak or vulnerable. On the opposite end, the low angle, the camera is positioned low below the subject. And normally the subject is looking down at the camera. Makes the subject seem dominant, strong, and in control. Can make the audience feel threatened or inferior. We also sometimes call the low angle shot the superhero shot. Kiss your brains, you guys super smart. The eye level angle shot is when the camera is positioned at the same level as the subject character. So it's not high, it's not low, it's just right. That is your eye level angle shot, okay? And the end. So what you need to do today after you've watched this video is please make sure you go to your classwork and complete your classwork. You can also review this if you need to answer the questions for your classwork. I hope you guys have an amazing virtual day and have a great week. See you next time. Bye.